I thought of a few more things to say. I probably have a truckload of things to say, so there will always be more videos. I felt like I had so much ripped out of me in my life, like I'd been robbed, like I was starving. So I accepted crumbs. I accepted crumbs, and I'd read into those things. You know, someone comes along and they offer you just a morsel, just a compliment, but you read a whole lot into it. I did that. Yep. And then I'd cling. It didn't matter if there was mistreatment, disrespect, or whatever involved. I'd accept it. Why? Because I got a crumb. I was starving. Oh, I ended up in so many traps because of that. Crumbs get you in traps. It can be with friends. It can be with the opposite sex. It can be in all kinds of situations. You just accept it. You can end up in situations that you would never want to be in, but you got a crumb, and you stay because you're getting a crumb. Or maybe you feel trapped. You end up trapped. You don't know how to get out. You don't feel like you have anywhere to go. Or even if you did have a place to go, how would you get there? Because too many things have been stripped away. I mean, maybe you end up in a situation, you don't have money, you don't have a car, you don't have any way to escape it, and you're afraid to escape it. You know, some of the traps that I was stuck in, I knew that I couldn't get out. There's just no way I could get out. And I would say, God, help me get out. It took time. I mean, it wasn't a quick release. Maybe other people have quick escapes. I didn't. And maybe it's best that I didn't, because I never wanted to go back in those traps. What if I had gotten out quick? Then I'd run to God every time and say, hey, get me out, and He'd get me out, and I'd be free. I learned a little bit, staying in those traps a little bit. I learned I never want to do it again. But the crumbs that I needed was value. I needed loved. I needed to know that I had purpose. A person can't give that to you. I wanted to be happy. A person can't give that to you. A group can't give that to you. A situation can't give that to you. The only one that can give that to you is the one who made you. And if you look for it anywhere else, you set yourself up to be trapped. Because whoever you look to value you, to determine who you are and what you are, is who you end up belonging to. I'd like to belong to someone good, that's looking out for me, that's going to take care of me. And that's God. So, if in any way you have found yourself starving inside, and you're hurting, and you're hungry for someone to approve of you, and you're looking for that in relationships, in career, in money, in things, in maybe you don't even know how to find it in those things, so you're escaping into addictions. There's all kinds of addictions out there. None of it's going to make you feel better. All of it can trap you. The only way to not be trapped is to not need your approval from those things, or your comfort, or your fake peace, because none of it really gives you full, deep down inside peace. You might feel joy and peace for a minute, but it doesn't stick around. It's fleeting. You know, it's taken me a long time to come to understand that I have great value. I have great value because God says I do. Now, I heard those words. It didn't mean anything to me. It's not until you really understand and feel it inside, you understand that He's saying it. I got to get it inside. So I'm accepting what He says. So if I walk up to someone and I say, hey, you're doing a good job, and they say, oh no, I don't think I am, they're not receiving what I'm saying. They're not receiving it. But if they say, yeah, thank you, I think I'm doing pretty good too, I'm doing the best I can, then they just received what I said. So when God says, hey Jena, I love you, or even says it to you, I know He says it to you because He says it to all of us. He says, I love you. I accept you right where you are. As a matter of fact, I see so much potential in you. I got good things for you. If you say, yeah, I want it. I receive it. I believe it. It starts to get inside you. And then the next time you start feeling that junk again, say, you know what, I'm going to get that sheet of paper and I'm going to write that junk down. I'm going to try to find some scriptures that tell me what I am. And then I'm going to agree with it. I'm going to say, yeah, I am what God says I am. I'm beautiful to Him. I'm someone that He loves so much that He wants to spend time with me every day. You know, in the garden, He went and spent time with Adam and Eve every day. He couldn't wait. He's the same way with us. Do you know, if you set aside a particular time every day, that God will wait for you there? Let's say you say, hey, 3 o'clock every day I'm going to meet with God in my living room. Every day at 3 o'clock He's waiting. He's anxious for you to get there. Not that He's not with you everywhere else, but He's anxious for you to actually sit down and focus on Him one-on-one. I mean, it's what a friend does. It's what a father does. Someone that really loves you. You're valuable. You mean the world to Him. You have a hope and a future in Him. You just have to say yes. I want it, God. I want everything You have for me. Everything. For now and all eternity. I don't want anything missing. I don't need those things from anyone else. That doesn't mean we won't have people in our life. But it does mean we'll get a little more careful about who those people are. We won't let abusers in our life. We won't let takers in our life. Because we start to value ourselves when we see who we are in His eyes. Think about it.